this wasn't a video I was originally going to do, but since I've had so many requests for it, I will do one. So, thoughts on the Eagles' organized trained activities so far? Honestly, I really don't care for the OTAs. I don't take much stock in the OTAs. I don't take a lot of it seriously. So, I don't really know how much of an opinion I can really give you. I don't really care right now. Here's what I'll say. I like to see that rookies are doing well because it's an encouraging sign moving forward. But I don't also, at the same time, I don't take too much stock into it. Derek Barnett, Rasul Douglas, so far, are the two guys that are standing out among the rookies. Now, I remember last year, Wendell Smallwood and Jalen Mills were the two guys that stood out in OTAs. Didn't really carry through for Smallwood. Now, Jalen Mills was a guy, he was great in OTAs, great at the start of training camp, and then the preseason rolled around and he really struggled. So when you really take these rookies and the OTAs, you got to remember they're not in shoulder pads. They're just in gym shorts and basically a jersey, and that's it. So there you go. The one thing that you can take out of this OTAs, because Carson Wentz has a new kind of delivery. He obviously saw that quarterback guru in the offseason. Marcus Hayes made that fake news report about, the Eagles being pissed about it. They weren't pissed about it. So a lot of these quarterbacks do that. Tom Brady, Matt Ryan, a lot of these guys go see a quarterback guru in the offseason. So seeing Carson Wentz with he's got a tighter release, getting rid of the ball a little bit quicker, but he is supposedly struggling with some overthrows in OTAs, which is kind of expected if you're working on mechanics and working on a new release. You got to get through all the kinks first. So he's gonna have to work himself through a lot of that stuff, and that's something to keep an eye on as the year goes on. Let's see how the mechanics go and all that. Is he still gonna struggle with mechanics during the season? We shall see. Let's see. Nelson Aguilar looks great. Like that first practice he had, he looks great. Look, again, I've seen this script before where he's this practice warrior and doesn't do well during the season. I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping for a Marquise Lee type of result where he enters year 3 and he kind of figures it out. I just have my doubts. That's all. So, again, man, I'm making this video, but, I don't really see the point in making a video on OTAs. I guess I could answer some questions now if anyone has any. I know I've been seeing this comments go in the lower left there. Aguilar has never stood out this much, so I never see this as progress. I see this as progress. It's not progress until he does it when it matters. It might be progress to some, but unless he does it consistently throughout the season, I won't care. He's got to do this for a whole year before I give him any credit. So he's got to do it for the whole season. Hey Fedkiw, sup? What do you think of Jeffrey so far from the 8 OTAs? Hey man, again, OTAs, I don't care, but it's cool to see him. It's cool that, I heard about the story today where he caught a ball over Rasul Douglas, spiked it in his face. I liked seeing that aggression. I like seeing the fire, so I like that. Other than that, what am I supposed to tell you? I think during practice, Wentz is really mechanical, but during a game, I think he will let it loose. Yeah, obviously it's practice. It's just from what I heard from the beat reporters. He kind of struggled with some accuracy last week. The overthrow thing, something that we've seen last year too, when he sails the ball. So that'll be the thing to keep an eye on during training camp, during the preseason, is that release and the mechanics from Carson Wentz. So I'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. As for the rest of the OTAs, who gives a shit? It's great. This is a media-driven thing. You get to see all the videos and all that. I saw some footage of OTAs, and Alshon looks hella fast, like he's rumored to be. Hey, that's great. Footage OTAs. Hey, just don't drink too much Kool-Aid. That's all. I do like Alshon Jeffrey a lot. Uh, I love Alshon. No, I'm actually in the process of doing my player rankings, and as you can see, Alshon Jeffrey is ranked number 10. So there's your first glimpse at my top 100 wide receivers. Alshon Jeffrey, number 10. Number 9 is Des Bryant. Number 8, Jordy Nelson. Number 7, Amari Cooper. There you go. What do you think about the rookies so far? Hey, I mean, it's encouraging what I'm hearing out of Derek Barnett. It's encouraging what I'm hearing out of Rasul Douglas. But it's like, again, let me see it during the season. We just don't know. Sometimes sometimes you do great in the OTAs and the momentum just keeps riding into the season. Sometimes it doesn't. So you just gotta take everything you hear with a grain of salt. You don't want to just don't even take a sip of the Kool-Aid. So, sometimes people they're chugging that shit. Don't even take a sip of it. Just take in the information. Okay, that's something I can look for in training camp. How do the rookies look? That's what you look for. Second year player. Okay, they look good. All right. So again, it's just the lesson here. I mean, I'm taking 6.5 minutes to talk about the main point of this. It's whatever you hear, take it with a grain of salt. And that's it. I see so many people just, they drink the Kool-Aid and they think too much. Can't wait for DGB to get cut. Me too. Me too. It was also rainy too. Wentz sailed balls because of that. He was sailing balls last week too. So it wasn't just today. But yeah. All right. Rasul Douglas, man. Yeah. I mean, hey, don't be surprised if Rasul Douglas starts, week 1. I mean, because I know Jim Schwartz has a propensity of starting rookies, and if Patrick Robinson or Jalen Mills, if either of those two are struggling, and Rasul Douglas still continues to kill it, okay, see what he can do. Let's see if he can start. So that's the way I would approach that. By the way, leave me comments in the comment section. If you guys got something you want me to talk about, I will. I'll make a video on it. With that being said, though, I'm out. I got nothing else to say. I want Rasul to start with Mills also outside with Robinson as a slot. I'll have to look into that. I don't know because not every corner can play the slot. I'd rather have Mills in the slot than Robinson. DGB is I didn't see that. Seems like they're really high on Sayamalu. Yeah, Mills will be the slot over time. Sayamalu, they do seem to be high on him. So I Sayamalu will be your starting left guard. I mean, that's what he was drafted for, to be your starting left guard this year, basically, in year 2. So, all right. I'm not falling for all this Aguilar hype. Neither am I. I mean, just, again, it goes back to the point I was making, man. Just don't sip on the Kool-Aid. Mills got killed by Aguilar in a double move. Mills is an interesting case because, I feel like he's overrated and underrated at the same time because the Mills supporters, they say, well, he didn't let up a touchdown last year. And while that fact might be true, he did give up his fair share of long plays as well. So there's Jalen Mills. But he's also underrated because you got to think he was a 7th-round rookie and think what he did as a rookie is pretty extraordinary. If Sayamalu is even an average left guard, our O-line will be great. I do think the Eagles have a top 10 O-line in the league. I think the O-line's pretty underrated. I think Jason Peters doesn't get enough credit. Everyone likes to talk about the false starts, but the reason why he false starts so much is he's getting old. He's trying to get that first step, beat the end out of his snap. So I think Jason Peters is a little bit underrated on this team. And Lane Johnson's a top 3 right tackle. Brandon Brooks is solid. We'll see I'm really curious to see what happens at center. Are they going to stay with Kelsey or are they going to move on? Because again, Kelsey doesn't fit what they want to do, but they did have an injury with Tyler Orlovsky, so we'll see. I think Eagles fans want late round stars so bad because we haven't hit on any for a while, minus Kelsey. Yeah, I mean, what do you think about Alex McAllister? Hey, we'll see what happens with McAllister. He was a guy I kind of liked a little bit last year. We'll see. The O-line gets tons of shit, but some of the guys can't go on the field. Yeah, the O-line, man. I mean, it's got depth too. Like Wisniewski's good. It's got depth at guard, not really a tackle, but Big V. I mean, I thought what we saw out of Big V last year was encouraging, even though he had that terrible first game. He bounced back from that, so the O-line looks pretty good for the Eagles, I think, overall. So, all right, I'm done. This is it. I'm out. Peace.